Okay, greetings, patriots, starseeds, light workers, and of course our brave military and our galactic brothers and sisters. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide revolution. Now, it's very, very hot down here, but I come across some very compelling information that Jerome Corsi has exposed, and he was on David Nino Rodriguez. Now, this ties all in with what I had been saying. What his claims are about the depth of the evil, destructive. I don't even know. I can't even put words to it. It was just so freaking evil. All the roads lead to Obama. Okay, and and of course all his henchmen, and he let them go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do worldwide, and whatever schemes that they had going, like Biden and Clinton's, whoever, like he just let them go and give them the power to do it. And the evil things that they have done is beyond words. But now it's all coming out, and Canada is up to their eyeballs in it. And it goes back to where there was 3 banks in Canada. He only named one, which was the TD Bank, that was involved in money laundering, and holding money, and supporting Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and they were basically the cash, the ATM machine, and all those people that were coming in, they were using all those type of cards. Now, I don't know where the tie goes, but maybe they were using Canada, TD Bank, and 2 other banks up here in Canada to funnel all this money. But it's all going to come out in the wash. And when it does, when it does come out in the wash, Canada is going to take a hit. They're going to take a brutal hit on exactly how evil, and and all of this has got to get exposed. But if I were you, this is what I can say without them saying anything. This is what I've been able to put together. The Scotia Bank, the Royal Bank, and the HSBC seem to be compliant, and they're doing okay. I don't have any information on the credit unions, but the TD Bank, Bank of Montreal, some of these other ones, that Capital One, all these other ones are absolutely up to their necks in this satanic bullshit that was going on. And let me just go into it for a little bit here. Obama and the Vatican were making a deal with Honduras to gather up little girls and boys for for trafficking. They were funding it, and the money that they were getting for that was being funneled back to the TD Bank and whoever other bank. Now, I can't say what other banks there are because I have not got any confirmation. But they were using the banks inside of Canada for their vaults. So also, and they were racking in billions and billions and billions of dollars, okay? So, and then when this all came out, because these banks were also tied into with the communist Chinese, they were also funneling their money into there on the drug trade, fentanyl trade inside of Canada, and that was funding, the labs and everything else that was going on. So, as evil as it was in the United States, it's worse than in Canada. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because we have this at this point still going on. Nobody seems to be doing anything about it unless there is a U.S. global military that's on it. And but we see and we recognize in the streets of every city in Canada right now, this is still up and running, and it's very much alive. So, excuse me. So where we're at right now with everything, you know, I'm here to expose all this. I'm here to help guide my patriots into, you know, areas financially where you're not going to be a part of it or be harmed of this when the hammer does come down. What I would do, like I said, is, you know, start taking your money out. As I've always preached, take your money out of all your accounts. Leave about, if you want to leave a $500 floater in there, that's fine. People that have no money, go from paycheck to paycheck, I guess you got nothing to worry about, right? But anybody that has any type of asset, this is definitely something that I would be doing. I would be protecting it as much as possible. If and when, I mean, I'm not even going to say when, it's going to be when, or I'm not going to even say if, it's when they are going to be taken out. And I believe it'll be taken out this summer to this fall. A lot of exposure is going to start hammering out. You're going to start seeing big, huge comms and exposure starting to happen every week until Christmas. And a lot of this stuff is, well, all of it's going to be swinging towards the nationalists' favor. And what we need to really heal this country is to have this all exposed. We, the patriots, need to know the truth about what is happening, or else we'll never be able to heal ourselves as a country. If this stuff continues, or if these satanic monsters are not exposed for what they are, how can we heal? This stuff will just continue on. Now, I believe that, Trump knows a lot more in the second go around than he did in the first go around. And, he does, I still think he's his own man. I don't think he answers to too many people, but I think the military has given him the reins to run, the United States like a business, and have connection throughout the world like a business. And he's doing a fine job on it right now. And I think I think we're at the point right now where we've got the Federal Reserve by the short hairs, and they're going to be coming down very, very shortly. You're going to see stock market crash. So, I would advise anybody that's got any money into the stock market right now, or in Bitcoin, to get your money out of it. Now, the XRP is fine. I hear that Trump is going to be going to a gold-backed token of some sort, or it might be the U.S. Treasury note, but that'll be tied with the XRP on that, XRP and XLM, I believe. So if that does, of course, anybody that has any XRP is going to do very, very well. So, good luck with that. And so I think that's the only right direction, the only option that Trump does have, because the BRICS nations of at least 77 now that I know of are all starting to do trade with each other, and have been trading with each other since its conception, with the 5 BRICS nations that originally started it. So, people countries are flocking towards it, because it's the only way they can do it without being having their country enslaved by the U.S. petrodollar. So I don't see, of course, people are having a hard time with all this because it's a very methodical, slow process, but there, and trust me, patriots, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. These are, you got one, the nationalists, which are a huge mammoth operation going against the globalists, which are another, or was a huge mammoth global, operation as well. So, I mean, you have to understand it's the whole system has to come down before we can rebuild into the new one. And I think what Trump's trying to do is he's trying to, as he's bringing down the old, corrupt temple, he's rebuilding other temples to, in its place. So when that does happen, you're not going to see just a automatic flip flop. There might be an EBS, maybe, but we haven't seen anything like that so far, and everything that we're anticipating, has or has not come true, and if it has come true, it has only been on a short, basically put on a short leash. So we haven't seen any, very dramatic, huge changes, other than the fact is, it is coming, and we're going to start seeing, as we're starting to notice now, the metals are all moving up higher and higher. Now, what this means is that people are flocking towards the metals because it's becoming more. It's becoming it's becoming a positive investment where they can, keep their money safe because they do not have any faith left in the fiat currency anymore, because it's finally starting to get out. Now there will be a pivot point. We're going through this slow process right now, but it'll get to a point where it'll just start slamming and it'll go hard, because once it has to get to a certain marker, so to speak, with the world and mass consciousness, and then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing things fly. So everything has got to go with the hearts and minds of humanity. And we are the ones that control everything. We are the ones that are putting the money in our jeans, and we're the ones that are making the investments. We're the ones that make this whole thing roll. So as long as and that's why the globalists had to keep us in the dark, for tens of thousands of years. I mean, this has been going on since the days of Abraham Lincoln and all the gold and silver that was stolen back then. And we're just waking up to it now. I mean, for the everyday person, them having $1,000 in their back pocket, they think they got $1,000 in there. In real fact life, you don't. You only got 3 cents to the dollar. And that's an American dollar. And the money that we have is actually minus. It's minus probably, 37 cents. So you even holding on to that money, it's actually costing you money, and you can tell that by the extreme high gas prices, the extreme cost of groceries. Everything is just out to lunch, and that's where, until we start seeing that starting to reverse itself, we're going to be part of this enslaved system. Now, once you start seeing things starting to change and start to go down very, very, very noticeably inside the United States, it will come to Canada. And eventually, I believe when this whole thing happens, I think we're not just going to go to country and clean it out. They're just going to, slam dunk the whole country or the whole world. And it's all going to be done at once. So, not one or two, or some of these other countries will have to wait to get, to get reclamation. I think it's going to happen Because that'll be the human consciousness will just finally flip over, and everybody will, it all kind of depends on what this military is trying to do. They're keeping us in the dark, and that's upsetting to me. Anyways, I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.